It has this beautiful design to the edge of your work. At the bottom, you're gonna get a bit of a curly edge, and then the actual work itself is worked with groups of double crochets together. In the middle, you get these groups of double crochets, so it makes the fabric quite structured. On this video, I'm gonna teach you how to do the Catherine wheels edging. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. For this design, you want to make sure that you start with a foundation chain that's a multiple of 10 plus 7. In my case, I have 27 chains. We're going to start with a foundation row. So for that, you want to do 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So you skip the first chain, into the next one, do a single crochet. And now you want to do 1 single crochet into each chain all the way down. So this is just our foundation row. You do 1 single crochet into each chain. And I'll see you when you're done. Okay, this here is the end of the foundation row, 1 single crochet into each chain. Now we can move on to row 1. For row 1, we're going to be chaining 1 and flipping your work. You're going to do 1 single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So into the first stitch, 1 single crochet. And now into the next one, 1 single crochet. Now we're going to be starting the row repeat. You're going to skip 3 stitches and then do 7 double crochets into the next. So we skip 1, 2, 3 into the next 7 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 all into the same stitch here. That's my 7 double crochets. Continuing the repeat, we're going to be skipping the next 3 stitches and then doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 into the next 1 single crochet. Into the next 2, 1 single crochet. Because you're supposed to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches after the 3 that you skip. And I believe that ends the row repeat here. We can go back to the beginning of it. So the repeat starts by skipping 3 stitches and then doing 7 double crochets into the next. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 here. Or sorry, just 7. Yep, sorry. That was my last one there. That's 7 double crochets into the same stitch. Now we're going to be skipping the next 3 stitches and then doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So that was 1, 2, and 3. And that there ends the repeat. If you have more stitches to get through, then you go ahead and go back to the beginning of the repeat and do it however many times you need. When you get to the end here, you're going to have 4 stitches left. And so when we're here, we're going to be skipping the last 3 stitches. So skipping 1, 2, 3. And into the very last one, you're going to work 4 double crochets into the same stitch. So here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this here is the end of row 1. Now we can move on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to chain 1 and flip your work. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch. And then also 1 single crochet into the next. Now we're going to start the row repeat. So we're going to chain 3. And now we're going to work a cluster over the next 7 stitches. So for a cluster, we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, and then pull through 2 of the loops. And you want to do that again into the next 6 stitches. Yarn over into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's my second time, and I need 7 total. Yarn over into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, and 7th time. So basically we're adding kind of like a double crochet, the beginning of it, and then we're leaving a loop on every time. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I believe you'll have 8 loops on your hook. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops. And that's going to give you that, what we're going to be calling a cluster stitch. Continuing the repeat, we are going to be chaining 3. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we go over to the next one. Here is 1, 2, and 3. And that there ends the repeat. Let's go back to the beginning of it. The repeat starts by chaining 3 and then doing a cluster over the next 7 stitches. So yarn over into the stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. And I gotta do this 7 times. That's my 3rd time, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th here. There we go. Now we have 8 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all the loops. Continuing the repeat, we want to chain 3 and then do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we go 1, 2, and 3. And that there ends the repeat. Again, if you have more stitches to get through, then go ahead and do that. In my case, I'm at the end of the row here and I have 4 stitches left. So when you get to this point, we're just going to be chaining 3. And you're going to do a cluster over the next 4 stitches. So same idea, we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that 4 times only. This is my 3rd, and this is my 4th. You're going to have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Now that there is the end of row 2. And now for our 3rd row, we're going to be chaining 3, which counts as a double crochet. And flip your work. You're going to do 3 double crochets into the first stitch. The first stitch is that cluster. So into the cluster, we do 3 double crochets. Now we're going to start the row repeat. The repeat starts by skipping the next chain 3 and doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So skip the chain 3 and then 1 single crochet per stitch for a total of 3. We're going to skip the next chain 3 space and do 7 double crochets into the loop that closed the previous cluster. So if you can see here, we've got all these double crochets and we have a tiny little loop here. That's where we want to do our 7 double crochets. So let me show you. I'm going to yarn over, go into this loop here. That closes the cluster from the previous row. And into it, I'm going to do 7 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and now you've created kind of like a wheel here. And let's see here that there is the end of the repeat. Let's go back to the beginning of it. The repeat starts by skipping the next chain 3 space and then doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then you want to skip the next chain 3 space and do 7 double crochets into the loop that closed the previous cluster. So yarn over into this little loop here, 7 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so there we have it. That's 7 double crochets into that cluster. And now, if you have more stitches, you want to go back to the beginning of the repeat. In my case, I'm at the end here. So I have the last chain space and I believe 2 stitches left. So we are going to be, let me see here. We're going to be skipping the last chain 3 and then just doing 1 single crochet into each of the last 2 stitches. So you do a single crochet and another single crochet. And this here ends row 3. You can go ahead and cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. Okay, here we have it. As you can see, this one at the bottom is kind of curly. And then you get those clusters in the middle that creates a fabric that's a bit tight, but it adds these kind of wheels throughout. Super pretty. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.